China did not emerge fully formed. It was shaped by failure, suffering, and hard lessons written in blood. When the Han Dynasty began, the land was exhausted. The people were broken. Trust in rulers had collapsed, and faith in the future felt like a luxury few could afford. What followed was not just another dynasty, but a transformation that reshaped China's identity for more than 2,000 years. This is the story of how the Han Dynasty did something rare in human history. It learned from collapse. It ruled without terror. And it built a system strong enough to survive long after emperors disappeared. If the viewer enjoys stories where history reveals hidden karma and the price of power, this is the moment to like the video, subscribe, and continue the journey into the forces that shape civilization. Before the Han, China was ruled by fear. The Qin dynasty had unified the land through ruthless force. Laws were harsh, punishments were brutal. Order existed, but humanity did not. People obeyed because they were terrified, not because they believed. When the Qin emperor died, that fear collapsed into rebellion almost overnight. Peasants rose up. Generals betrayed their rulers. The empire fractured into chaos. Roads once built for unity became paths for armies marching against one another. The same system that had forced China together now tore it apart. This was the moment China could have disappeared into history like so many others. Instead, something unexpected happened. From the chaos emerged Liu Bang, a man with no royal blood, no legendary lineage, and no grand destiny. He was a minor official, known more for breaking rules than enforcing them. In another era, he would have been forgotten. In this moment, he became emperor. Liu Bang did not rise because he was perfect. He rose because he understood people. He had seen suffering up close. He knew that fear could control a population, but it could not hold an empire together. When he founded the Han Dynasty, he ruled not as a god, but as a human who remembered what pain felt like. The Han rulers looked directly at the ruins left by the Qin and made a critical decision. Terror would no longer be the foundation of power. Laws would remain, but cruelty would soften. Authority would exist, but it would be balanced with mercy. This choice changed everything. For the first time, governance was not just about control, it was about stability. Taxes were reduced. Punishments were eased. Farmers were given room to recover. Slowly, trust began to return. The empire breathed again. But the Han did not abandon structure. They understood that too much freedom led to chaos. Too much control led to rebellion. The challenge was balance. And that balance came from ideas, not armies. Confucianism became the heart of the Han state. It taught that rulers should lead through virtue, not fear. That officials should serve the people, not exploit them. That harmony mattered more than dominance. This philosophy did not just shape laws, it shaped behavior. Education became important. Moral conduct became a requirement for leadership. Government was no longer only inherited, it was earned through learning and discipline. The Han built a bureaucracy that valued ability over birth. This was revolutionary. It created a system where talent could rise, even if slowly and imperfectly. The state became larger, but also smarter. This system outlived emperors. That was its greatest strength. As the Han stabilized the heart of China, they looked outward. Borders expanded. Armies marched west and south. But unlike the Qin, conquest was not the only goal. Connection was. The Silk Road opened China to the world. Silk, spices, horses, and ideas moved across deserts and mountains. China was no longer isolated. It became part of a global network of exchange. With trade came wealth. With wealth came power, and with power came temptation. Court politics grew dangerous. Officials competed for influence. Eunuchs, nobles, and generals fought quietly behind palace walls. Corruption crept into the system that once promised fairness. The same prosperity that strengthened the Han began to divide it. Wealth concentrated at the top. Peasants struggled again. The ideals of Confucianism were spoken, but not always followed. History began to repeat itself. Rebellions erupted. Natural disasters struck. The mandate of heaven, the belief that rulers governed with divine approval, was questioned once more. Signs of decline became impossible to ignore. The Han Dynasty fell not in a single moment, but through slow erosion. Authority weakened, unity fractured. Eventually, the empire collapsed into war and division. Yet something remarkable happened. When the Han fell, China did not lose itself. The bureaucracy remained. Confucian values endured. Language, culture, and identity survived the chaos. Later dynasties did not erase the Han system. They rebuilt upon it. Even today, the majority ethnic group in China calls itself Han. That name is not just historical, it is identity. The Han Dynasty did not last forever, but what it created did. It proved that power rooted in fear is fragile, that systems matter more than rulers, that ideas can outlive armies, and that true strength lies not in domination, but in balance. China became what it is because the Han showed it how to survive success, failure, and time itself. If this story changed how you see history, take a moment to like the video, share it with others, and subscribe for more stories where the past reveals the hidden rules that still shape our world today. Because dynasties fall, but the ideas they leave behind decide who endures.